We have been discussing the logical effort method of estimating propagation delay of a single stage or a single logic gate. And this delay model is composed of two parts. That is a delay that is an intrinsic delay due to making an output rising or output falling transition, and an extrinsic delay component that depends on the number of logic gates and the size of the logic gates that are being driven by the output of the gate in question. So we have seen that the intrinsic delay can be characterized by a unitless parameter p, where p equals 1 is the represents the intrinsic delay of the fastest gate that can be switched, that is the NOT gate, and that corresponds to the intercept of 1 here. And for other logic gates, like let's say a 3-input NAND, it may actually have a larger value of p, that is, it has a much slower intrinsic delay. Here in this case, 3-input NAND has 3 times slower intrinsic delay than the intrinsic delay of an equivalent NOT gate. Now, the other part of the model is refers to the extrinsic load, the ability of this particular gate in question to drive multiple multiple loads at this output. And we represent the load as the output by a comparative parameter known as the electrical effort of the fan out, given by H, and that is the combined output capacitance that needs to be driven, the output capacitance from all the gates that need to be driven by that output, as compared to the input capacitance of the driving device. What does this mean? We are comparing the ability of this gate that which we are designing to drive a given output capacitance, and that output capacitance could be given by multiple gates or large gates with a larger capacitance. Okay, and how do you compare that to its internal drive ability? We said that in the case of the extrinsic load, we can actually reduce the delay of the extrinsic load by increasing the size of the width of the transistors in the gate under design. That is, for a given total capacitance at the output here, the given C out, we can actually increase the width of the driving gate, okay, and increasing the width of the driving gate will actually increase the drive strength of the logic gate, because increasing the width of the logic gate will increase the current. And if you think about it another way, when we are increasing the width of the gate, the input capacitance of the gate also increases. So the relative size of the total output capacitance to the input capacitance decreases. That means that compared to its own internal capacitance, the output capacitance that needs to drive is more equal. So what does a H of equals to 1 indicate? A H equals to 1 indicates the delay it takes for a gate of a particular size W to drive a similar gate of a particular size W. So if we are talking about NOT gates, H equals to 1 means for a particular size W, and it doesn't need to be a minimum size. It could be a size of 5 times the minimum size, 100 times of minimum size. A H equals to 1 means that this is the incremental delay, okay, that is needed to drive a load that is equivalent to its own input capacitance. So for a H equals to 1 for a 3-input NAND gate, for H equals to 1 of 3-input NAND gate, there is also an incremental delay, or a 1 unit of delay, which means that for an input NAND gate of size W driving another input NAND gate of size W, the delay of this NAND gate to drive a similar NAND gate of a similar size is the same as the delay of this NOT gate to drive a similar NOT gate of a similar size. And here is where the logical effort computation becomes interesting. If we have a NAND gate of size W driving NAND gate of size W and a NOT gate of size W driving a NOT gate of size W. The logical effort tells us that this total path will have 2 units of delay. 1 unit of delay is the time it takes for the NAND gate to charge, to make a rise or fall transition internally. And the second unit of delay is due to the charging of the capacitor of this input. The two NAND gate itself will have 4 units of delay, where 3 units of delay are due to the intrinsic effort needed to make a rising or a falling transition at the output of the NAND gate, and the remaining 1 unit of delay is due to charging the output NAND itself. So we can use the electrical effort H to actually describe the relative ability of this particular gate to drive an output load consisting of multiple gates or gates of different sizes with different output capacitance, as compared to driving a load that looks like its own self. Okay, that is the electrical fan out H. But what if we wanted to consider what is the relative difference of a NAND gate driving a NOT gate driving a NAND gate versus a NOT gate driving a NOT gate. Or we wanted to consider the effect of a NAND gate driving a NOT gate as compared to a NOT gate driving a NOT gate. Well, for that, we would need to look at the logical effort portion of this model. So let's look at this in a little more detail. We were studying the effect of this inverter driving another inverter of the same size, and we said this is represented by H, the electrical effort of fan out H equals 1. The H parameter studies the effect of, let's say, making the effect of the relative size of the driving gate to the size of the load. It studies the relative effect of sizes. So if the driving gate has a much larger size, which means that the load gate has actually a smaller size compared to W, the H will actually go towards 1. When H is 1, the relative sizes of the load gate and the driving gate are similar, and of course H can also go less than 1 if the load driven is actually lower than if the size of the load driven is actually smaller than the size of the driving gate. But the logical effort parameter G studies the effect that if I have a gate here and it is not driving a gate of the same kind. That is, what is the relative difference if the NOT gate is driving a NAND gate rather than a NOT gate itself? And let's take a look at how to do this analysis. In order to enable a fair comparison, we have to size the transistors, the logic gates, so that the equivalent effective resistance of the PMOS that it controls the rising transition and the NMOS that controls the falling transition must be the same as the effective resistance of the PMOS and NMOS in a unit size inverter. But because we are looking at the effect of the changing load of the input gates, we will now start calculating the input capacitance of the gate. So we are still talking about the logical effort parameter, and this parameter will tell us what is the relative difference in delay if we are not driving the same type of logic gate, that is a NOT gate is not driving a NOT gate is actually driving a NAND gate. We want to understand these relative differences in delay. In order to do this, we set the input transistors to be the transistors to have effective resistance to be equal to the effective resistance of unit inverter, and the unit inverter has the input of the unit inverter, that is the input or gate capacitance of the input capacitance of the unit inverter, actually has one PMOS with 2 units of gate capacitance plus one NMOS with 1 unit of gate capacitance. For a unit size inverter, we have 3 units of gate capacitance. So if we go to our canonical 3-input NAND gate example, every input pin will see 2 units of PMOS gate capacitance plus 3 units. So 2 units of PMOS gate capacitance plus 3 units of NMOS gate capacitance. So the 3-input NAND gate has 5 units of gate capacitance. And if you look at the case of the NOR gate, a 3-input NOR gate, each input sees 6 units of PMOS gate capacitance and 1 unit of NMOS gate capacitance. So the NOR sees 7 inputs of gate capacitance. And just like the parasitic or intrinsic delay, here the intrinsic delay, we use a unitless parameter, we compare the effective gate capacitance of a different logic gate to the gate capacitance of the unit inverter. So the logical effort of driving a NAND gate is 5/3 because you are taking 5 units of gate capacitance compared to 3 units of gate capacitance of the unit inverter, and you are comparing when you're comparing the NOR gate, the logical effort is 7/3, which means you are using it means the NOR gate has 7 units of input gate capacitance that is being driven versus 3 inputs of gate capacitance of the NOT gate. What this means is if I take an inverter to drive a NAND gate, the delay of a unit size inverter, an inverter of size W driving a NAND gate of the same size W, the delay is 1.67 times or 5/3 times longer than the delay of a inverter of size W driving an inverter of size W. And if I'm taking an inverter of size W to drive a NOR gate, a 3-input NOR gate of size W, the delay of the inverter driving the NOR gate load is 7/3 times or 2.33 times longer than the delay of the inverter of size W driving the inverter of another inverter of size W. To sum up, the logical effort model specifies delay in terms of a parasitic component, that is the intrinsic component, plus an extrinsic component that is a combination of the logical effort G and the electrical effort H. And these are normalized parameters, and those parameters happen to be the RC constant, of a unit size inverter, that is the equivalent resistance times 3 of the input gate capacitance or input diffusion capacitance. The P itself, the value of P is a property of the logic gate itself. It does not change with width W. Means that if you are going for a NOT gate and comparing it with a NAND gate, the intrinsic delay of a NAND gate trying to make an output rise or fall transition will be maybe longer than the intrinsic delay of the NOT gate to make an up or down transition by a factor of P. If the NOT gate is driving a NAND gate versus an inverter, the intrinsic the component of that extrinsic delay would be 5/3 times greater than the extrinsic delay from an inverter size driving another inverter. Please note that the logical effort G is also independent of the transistor size W. It is purely a function of type of logic gate. So G accounts for the relationship, the differences of logical gates being driven as a load, whereas H is the only one that accounts for the size W, and H is simply a measure of the relative size of the gate loads being driven, the load gates being driven, compared to the size of the transistor, of the gate that is driving the load. So if we increase the gate, the size of the gate driving the load, H of course reduces, and this is the only way you can reduce the total effective delay of a multi-stage logic path. In summary, this table gives you a summary of the logical effort of common gates, that is the G value of common gates. We have seen that for a unit inverter, of course, that effort is equals to 1, whereas for 3-input NAND, it's 5/3, and a 3-input NOR is 7/3. This table also gives you formulas for an N-input NAND, NOR, tri-state multiplexer, and XNOR and XOR gates. There is another intuitive way to think about the logical effort, and that is to think about it in terms of what we call as drive X. So drive is the relative drive strength of the gate the gate with respect to the load gate capacitance C out. So this is an alternative way. Instead of splitting this analysis into the logical effort, that is the differences between types of gates, and the electrical effort H, we can also do our analysis in terms of the true amount of the load at the load gates at the output, that is C output, divided by the drive strength of the gate under design. And what do we mean by drive strength? If the drive strength X is equivalent to C of an inverter, this means that this gate is equivalent to being able to drive 1 unit of its inverter gate capacity. So the drive strength X has a maximum value of the inverter input capacitance, and let's say for a NAND gate, for equivalent NAND gate of an equivalent width, the drive strength would be less than C inverter, which means that the NAND gate actually has less ability to drive the capacitance of the output load. So it's going to be less than C inverter. So viewed another way, the stage effort, that is the effort at driving the load gates of a particular logic gate, can be viewed as a comparison between the output load, that is the load gate capacitance, over some kind of intrinsic capacitance value, which is called the drive strength of that gate. So a smaller drive strength means that gate has less ability. The effective size and logic of that gate is less able to drive the load gate capacitance.